Hello everybody, this is Yvonne and Rosie for Yvonne's Love Stream Walks. Friday the 13th of February, a lucky day. Don't you get involved in all that Friday the 13th nonsense. This is a great day. And look, are we blessed or not? Not only have we got snowdrops in the snow, but we've got the sun coming out to highlight them. And yeah, on the coast there was some snow overnight, but it's all melted. But in here, a bit inland, so we're now we're only like 10 minutes outside Forest. And it's spectacular, isn't it, with the snow? So who have I seen? Rebecca Lynn, Peter, Lyda, Jeanette, Diane, Tom, Olive, yay, welcome to this. It's a bit of an Ermgard, hello, and Phoenix, Phoenix over there in New South Wales, you're up late, haha, what is it, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, you're up early, but isn't it gorgeous? And I have to say, when you get down, of course I've kept the sun behind me, but what's interesting is that the snowdrops look a little cream coloured against the extreme whiteness of the snow. Hi Bonnie. Yeah, isn't it gorgeous? And they're also a little bit droopy because they got snowed on last night. But it is very lovely, and I think this is my 6th year, I think, at Snowdrop Heaven. Hello Jane. And we've never had the snowdrops in the snow. So it's gorgeous. And then if I turn around and catch Rosie there.
Hello, everybody.
And there's the sun. So it's like 4 UK time. And it's very nice that the sun came out. And Rebecca Lynn, hi. Yeah, wow, exactly. And the carpet of snowdrops is not quite so obvious with the snow all around rather than the green. But look, as far as the eye can see. And I've noticed, hi Tricia, over there in Western Canada. Yeah, so Phoenix, this site for you down in Australia is in great contrast to what you're experiencing. But look, it's beautiful, isn't it? And the logs with the snow on them. And I noticed that every year we come here and the snowdrops have self-seeded and sort of extended. So I'm just going over here, and these snowdrops weren't here. I'm not sure about last year, but a couple of years ago anyway. So, it's so lovely to welcome you into my back garden, so to speak. Peggy, hello. We've got a lovely cohort of people here today. And yes, so the snowdrops actually show up more as clumps of green. Hi, Susan and Jeanette. Quite a few people in Western Canada. You can say hello to each other. But yeah, so let's have a wander. The sun it's gone behind a cloud for now, but that's no worries. And today we're walking with, knowing tomorrow is the 14th of February, we have to walk with the quality of love, don't we? And every Friday, every Friday, every day, let's walk with the quality of love, because as Eileen points out, we are love. It's not a sort of I love you sort of thing. It's a I am love sort of thing. And may we remember that. Look! Do you see what I mean about the snowdrops being less white than the snow? It's an interesting thing to realise. Well, Tricia, you've had no snow so far in Western Canada. Kendall, hello. Welcome to Snowdrop Heaven in the snow. Only happened last night, and our football. Anne, hello, nice to see you. Yes, all we need is love. And Eileen says today, love is in the, well, she says for tomorrow, love is in the air. And she is talking about divine love, unconditional love. She talks about us loving one another rather than this sort of more exclusive one-on-one. She's talking more about a collective love. So let me get down here and say hello to a few of these little beauties. Yeah. I came on Monday with somebody and they were quite open, but they've closed a little bit because of the snow. Yeah, look at them. Ah, cute. Cute, cute. Ah, so no snow on Vancouver Island. Interesting news. Luckily there's snow for the Winter Olympics. Now, after our walk last Friday through the park, which was also very lovely with all the stone art, I watched the opening of the Winter Olympics, which, well, it's just a huge aspiration to get the world together. And, yeah, collective love still allows chocolates. You just have to share them. And yes, Julie, I realise that Friday is Freya's day, and I thought of you today when I read that. And your lovely granddaughter Freya. Lots of love to her. And we had a lovely Zoom on Wednesday. I keep encouraging those of you who haven't Zoomed yet to join us, because it is a very lovely opportunity to meet each other in another way. Look, here we go. Look, they're so sweet. Yeah. Hi, Cindy. I'm glad so many of you are on to see this. And Tuesday, 17th, is not only Mardi Gras. When I lived in New Orleans, I did love Mardi Gras. But it's also Lunar New Year. Yeah, two things on the one day. And while I've got you, next week I'll be in London. So get ready for a love stream from London. I'm not quite sure where. Oh, look at all these branches and fallen logs and the lovely messiness of nature. Look, Rosie's over there in her purple and blue today. And the sun's just shining through there. That's a beautiful shot, isn't it? Let's see if we can. Luckily, I am quite flexible in my joints. Now, I'm wondering if I can get the sun. Ah, look at that. Well done, Yvonne. Look at that. Whoa. Yeah, that's really gorgeous with the sun setting there. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, so Eileen encourages us today, tomorrow, every day of our lives to feel the freedom of love And I smiled when I read that today, because so often when we get into one-on-one relationships and love becomes, well, it sort of goes to the shadow of love, which is possessiveness and exclusivity, and there's no sense of freedom at all. There's a sense of being, I don't know, controlled possibly. So that's not the love we're talking about at all. And just through here you can see the wall of the walled garden of the Bergie, the Altyre estate, sorry, not the Bergie estate, the Altyre estate. But this walled garden has not been kept in a pristine state like some of them. Yeah, so the inner state of being of love. How are we all in that? Look, I'm just about to go through this lovely sort of spidery bunch of branches here. Looking up. Through into a whole nother lot. Now this lot escaped the snow. And it's wonderful. Years ago, when I was living in Borneo, I did a wonderful self-study guide that Eileen and L.J. Platts put together based on the psychosynthesis principles, and it was called Bringing More Love into Your Life. And it sort of talked about how we'd experienced love as children, and then what were the blocks to us having an open heart and loving unconditionally. And really that's what Findhorn's all about, and the programs at Findhorn are all about, us opening our hearts and noticing when they contract again. And yeah, holding ourselves gently as we notice how easy or how difficult it is to love, to trust. Look, here's one's all in the green. Synonyms of love. Well, there's so many different sorts of love, isn't there? I love ice cream, for example, is hardly the love Eileen's talking about. And if you can just see the sun hitting that tree over there. And all through the trees. Lovely spot. And the wild garlic will be coming through soon. Look, there's the sun. It always reminds me of the logo. Care, compassion and acceptance as synonyms of love. It's nice that love is always, what's the word? The image of love is always a heart, saying it's coming from the heart, not the head. Although I think we can make a choice to love in the face of all sorts of possible bitternesses and resentment. Look, Rosie's gone to check out the garden, but it's quite a wasteland through there. But that's a nice shot of you in the doorway. She just saw a pheasant. And I remember telling you in past years that these wall gardens, the walls were built with an inner part where you could build fires and keep the walls warm to keep the espalier plants from dying. It's very interesting. What was that, Tricia? My favourite people are children. I had a beautiful, relaxed childcare. Nice. Eileen also says this week that when we pour forth love and understanding, it comes back to us 100-fold, which is great. And she adds, when we pour forth criticism and negativity, it also comes back 100-fold. So let's be careful about that. I love the crunch of the snow under my feet. Yeah, loving kindness, the Buddhists use that a lot. And I think adding the kindness to the love does bring a warm depth to it. Ah, look, here's I love how the snow highlights the log. Look at that. Oh gosh, we got the sun in there too, Diane. The snowdrop, the sun and the log. Very lovely. And also doing things lovingly. It's also a nice thing to contemplate. Doing things lovingly. Oh, look. Beauty wherever we look. Unmanicured beauty here. My lead got caught snagged on a branch. And there's a lovely bit here where you can see even with the snow, let me see. Yeah, you can see the little walkway through here. As the whole the horizon there becomes golden. And this week too, Eileen talks about being in tune with the whole of creation. And I sort of think, oh, what does that mean to be in tune with the whole of creation? And something came at me during the week. Thich Nhat Hanh apparently said, when we realize the wave is the ocean, then we've reached enlightenment. And I think that's a great thing, this knowledge that we're part of the one, part of creation. We're in a body for a while and then we go back to source. Nice thought. Wow, I'm so happy the sun came out, Rosie. And this wonderful wandering through the snow and the snowdrops. And also what came up on the Zoom on Wednesday was that the Lorians, David Spangler, Julie Spangler, Maren Spangler, and Freya Seacrest, many others there, they had a pause for a while, and they've come back to offer programs for the first time since then. And their first program, if you're interested in this, just Google Lorien, the Lorien Trust. Their first program is around these questions. Why am I here? Is there a purpose behind my incarnation? What has called me into life at this moment of time, of history? And now that I'm here, what do I do about it? What can I offer this world? And what is needed from me right now? Just a few light questions for you. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well. Phoenix over there, are you still awake? Or have you gone back to sleep? And I think the sun has dipped behind the trees and the clouds. Yeah, allowing the flow of the cosmos. That's right, Julie. How do we go about that? Oh, Rebecca Lynn, you're going to do the Lorien course. Well done. Ah, look at that. So beautiful. I've got my earmuffs on, etc. And also today in the Rainbow Bridge, there is a message from the Devas. So there's always a message from Eileen and a message via Dorothy. And this week, the Devas, the message from the Devas put this week, there is nothing static in the world. How then can anything stay as it was? But we notice again and again that you humans cling to the known, that you dislike change, that you even expect one another to be always the same, instead of realizing that you're creatures different from what you were a second ago, and that you have infinite possibilities to be still more different. And they go on to say, nothing is what it is. Even man's creations deteriorate. We live in a world of moving energy. And we would like humanity to join us in the creation of perfection. But even the perfection will change. Life is always fluctuating, and if you get stuck, we will try to dislodge you. Think of us and our vital changing worlds and rise to be expressive of life again. There you are, straight from the Devas. Cindy, if you go to the Lorient site, I imagine it's clear how to sign up for this new program. But look, isn't this log so it flows? I imagine this log is flowing with the whole of creation. There's such a mess of logs here, it's really gorgeous. It is a treat, isn't it, Lida? I didn't know yesterday that it was going to be snowy today. Okay, I'm going to head back towards the road now. So you all can come with me. We can have a little frolic in the snow. Yeah, the snowdrops continue all the way back to the road. And also I will let you in on a little secret that I told the Zoomers on Wednesday. Not only will I be in London next Friday, but the Friday after, I will be in Sicily. It's my little birthday treat on a shoestring. It is on a bit of a shoestring. Oops, sorry about that. I just pulled again. I'll be in Sicily. And it's not going to be very summery, but it'll definitely be warmer than here. And Sicily is one of my favourite places. I was saying that I studied ancient history at school and at university, and that place is teeming with history. Look, here's another lovely log. Another lovely log. Look, here we go. Hello, little snowdrops. One expression of divine love. Oh, there we go. Getting to my feet again. Yes, everywhere we look, and then if you go, looking back to the smudge of orange and the spider web of branches. Yeah, it's beautiful. So grateful. May we all be grateful for the companionship of our Friday love streams and for connectivity and conviviality. Diane was telling me that Valentine's Day, there's been an extension of Valentine's Day to cover all friendships and relationships, supportive ones. Oh, Kendall, thank you for that. I'll look up Rick Steves' episodes. Yes, multiple invasions indeed. And the invasion of Sicily in the Second World War is also a very interesting story. I don't know whether you've seen the movie called, it was Operation Mincemeat. And I think the movie is called The Man Who Never Was. Very interesting history. But here we go, back to the road. Not so many snowdrops here. More of these other little, I call them interlopers. They have grown and grown over the years, and I don't quite know what they are. But, my hands are getting a little bit chilly. I didn't wear my big gloves today, but I have got my big boots on. Very necessary. And you can see, you probably see all the little spots in the snow here. I don't know whether it rained earlier and these were little rain spots or whether they're what they're from. But look at these struggling little pieces of greenery. Ah, you're very welcome. Who's that thanking me? Oh, Rebecca Lynn. Yeah. I've lost the trail. Here it is. There is a sort of trail leading us out and back to the river, the little river. Look, here's Rosie wandering along. I think hot chocolate is in order. And now we come back to the road. So no snow on Victoria Island, Vancouver Island. I wonder how the rest of you are going with snow. It is amazing how the earth knows it's warming up and knows where the snowdrops know when to arrive. The wild garlic knows when to arrive. Oh, that's true. Socks can take the place of gloves. There are a few snowdrops over the other side of the road. But I'm just going to take you up here. And I'm hoping my car doesn't have any trouble getting out of where I've left it, which is just up here next to the bridge. But anyway, I hope your lives are going well. Eileen also says this week that if we meet our challenges and problems wholeheartedly, if we want things to work, if we want things to work out, then they will, but we must do things wholeheartedly. Oh, lots of comments coming in. And look, here we have, look at the bridge. That's lovely. The snow does make art out of things. And here we have the river. And that incredibly, what's the word? Oh, the sun's out again. That lovely, gentle lapping, gurgling of the stream with its snowy banks. Well, I'm glad you're happy about the snow coming, Peggy. Anyway, so lovely to see you all today. Very lovely to welcome you all here. And Irmgard's asking you to say hello to Ian, who's been doing a lot of Georgian singing over the last week or so.
Indeed.
Oh, Julie, no snow in Iowa since December. Wow. And look at this beautiful view with the sun breaking through. So I'm going to leave us here for today, and next week, in some part of London, I will see you all again. And do go well. I hope you're all well and up to any challenges coming towards you. And choose love. All of us here at Findhorn would say, let's choose love in any moment of challenge. Let's open our hearts and choose love. So goodbye from me and Rosie.
Yes, bye-bye. All the best.
Yes, and I'm so glad you joined us with the snow and the snowdrops. Bye for now. Mwah.
Bye-bye.